Hello, it is I, your host, Cinema Kane, coming back at you today. Today we are talking BrainScan. BrainScan is a mid-90s horror movie. Some would call it a horror comedy. I definitely think there are aspects of comedy to it. But it stars Edward Furlong in our lead role. Somewhat relatively fresh off of his T2 success. Couple of years before he would do movies like Detroit Rock City. It was around the time he was doing Pet Sematary 2, I think. I believe that's accurate. Anyway, Edward Furlong is great as our main character in this. The idea behind BrainScan is that you've got a kid who's obsessed with horror movies. And at his school, his principal is trying to disband the horror club that he started because, well, it's high school and does that really have a place there? At one point, the principal asked him what the name of the movie they were watching in the club was, and he goes, Death, Death, Death. And he gets upset, and then he adds part 2. So, you know. It's a great flick in that the movie revolves around this video game called BrainScan. And when you play this video game, it proposes that it's the virtual reality murder simulator, essentially. And Edward Furlong kind of doesn't buy into the hype. He thinks it's going to be lame, and then he tries it. And at first he's just like, wow, that was a really great video game, and those graphics, I just can't even. And then he discovers that the game did in fact make him kill somebody. Then we're introduced to the game's evil genie. They never really explain who he is, but the character's name is Trickster. And Trickster is part of the software, apparently, and he keeps popping up from time to time and making our main character go further and further into the game in an effort to cover up his own tracks, commit more murders if necessary, all in the name of playing the game and continuing to play the game. And Trickster is very much a Freddy Krueger type character. You can tell they were trying to start a franchise with this movie, and this would have been a great first installment, and I've always felt like it was an underrated classic that more people needed to check out. So yeah, there you go. If you are a fan of mid-90s horror, by the way, the soundtrack to this movie is awesome. It's epic. So if you're a fan of mid-90s horror with great soundtrack, memorable villain character, and of course great gore effects, definitely check out BrainScan. I'm your host, Cinema Kane. I hope you've enjoyed this review of BrainScan. If you did, don't forget to click like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell notification so you know every time Cinema Kane has a new video uploaded. And don't forget to share this on all your social media platforms so you can help me grow the channel to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And I'll see you next time at the video store.